Must have guessed today's topic. It is plants also breathe. Okay, and there's this very good slogan. They are, so we are. So what do this slogan tells us? The slogan tells us that if there are plants, then only we are possible. Then only our life is possible. Then only the whole life on earth is possible. Okay. And as far as we know, earth is the only habitable planet. Why? Because of plants, exactly. So hence they are, so we are. And yes, go green. Okay, so we will move forward now. Plants also breathe. So the first point that comes in this section is growth in plants. So growth in plants occurs as the stems and roots lengthens and extends themselves. So see this. You must have seen a plant. Okay, now let's observe a plant carefully. So it looks somewhat like this. It has, this is base. Okay, sorry for bad diagrams, but it will explain everything clearly. These are some of the branches. Branches has sub branches like this. Hmm? Then what do they have again? They have some leaves. Okay, they have leaves here. They have leaves here. Leaves, leaves, leaves. Again leaves, 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 leaves. These are main branch. Main branch doesn't have leaves. And oh yes, it also may have a fruit. May have a fruit. Okay. So just for the understanding purposes, what happens is these shoots. Okay, there are small shoots here. These shoots shoot out and they extend themselves like this. Every branch, and there may be nodes coming through these branches and extending themselves again to form another branch. Okay, to form maybe another sub branch. Who knows? Okay, so this process takes place as long as the plant grows, the plant goes on growing, and sometime it stops. Okay, so we are not concerned about that time that it stops, but this point, the growth in plants occurs as stems and roots lengthens and extends themselves. Okay, so these keep on lengthening themselves, and hence this is the this is the way the plants grow. So some plants, especially those that are woody, also increase in thickness during their lifespan. Okay, so this is just a small plant which you can keep it as a as a show, or uh, just for gardening purposes. But big huge trees like banyan tree, so in span of time within their lifespan, they also increase in thickness. Okay, their base is much more wider, many it's very huge in height also and also in width. So the increase in the length of the shoot and root is referred to as primary growth. Okay, so keep this in mind. The increase in length of the shoot and the root is referred to as primary growth. Now notice here, as the plant grows above with the help of shoot. Okay, it grows with the help of shoots. Then this plants, as it grows, it's the capacity of you can say water or nutrients, it also increases, right? As you grow from a child to an adult, what happens is your nutrition goes on expanding. You go on, I mean, the quantity of food that you ate when you were small and now, that is increased. Similarly, plants also are based on the same things. Their roots also, the roots also goes on expanding as they grow. Okay, so these roots go on increasing their lengths as the plant grows, and this result of increase in height due to shoot, and these roots roots, okay, is the result of cell division. Okay, now cell division is itself a very complex topic. uh, if time permits, then I'll tell you this. So the cell division in the shoot apical meristem. So shoot apical meristem is the smallest meristem over here, not that much big. It is a meristem here, and it grows. Okay, it's a result, and it grows. Shoot apical meristem grows. Then, in order to survive, plants plants need five things. Okay, actually, in order to grow also, and actually in order to survive also. What are those? First and prime importance is of sunlight. Okay, if there is no sunlight, plants cannot grow. Okay, so if there is sunlight, it requires sunlight, where actually plants can grow without sunlight. Okay, this is actually just getting away from the topic, but I'll tell you some things. So plants can actually live under CFL. Okay, the CFL lights. Plants can actually survive on a CFL light. So how that survives, you may conduct an experiment on it. That I'm not going to tell you that right now. So let's focus here. So sunlight, plant requires sunlight, then proper temperature. Yes, it also requires a proper temperature. Then moisture. Moisture means the humidity content in air. Then air, obviously, air itself is needed for plants and everyone else, and the nutrients that those get from soil. So what are those first five things? First is sunlight. Okay, so this sun, uh, that is a bad sun. So this is sun. The prime importance is of the sun. Then it requires temperature. Okay, it requires most of the plants cannot survive like above 60 degrees, and that is actually very harsh temperature above 60 degree. And that's the range between let's say 15 degrees to 60 degrees, 60 degrees max. And we all know that all different types of plants have different temperature ranges depending upon their abilities, and also the because of their you know method of evolution, how they have evolved. Okay, so all these factors, those are very deep indeed, but keep these points in mind. Then these five things, okay, so sunlight over, temperature over, then moisture. Moisture is the humidity content. Humidity means percentage of water in your air. Okay, in air around us, the percentage of water, that is called as moisture. So you must have realized that in rainy season, okay, in rainy season, the air contains moisture, more moisture rather. It's better to say it contains more moisture, okay, than in summer. Okay, summer there is very dry air. But as the seasons change, as in rainy season comes, so in that season, moisture is very high, and that's the main prime reason that in rainy season, the clothes, okay, the clothes that keep on, the clothes that there are left to dry, those don't get dry easily because of the higher moisture content in air. Okay, that is the moisture. Then air, of course, air is required by everyone, and some nutrients. So these nutrients are through this soil. Okay, and these nutrients are taken up by plants and they grow. Okay, perfectly fine. So these five things are provided by the natural or artificial environments where plants live. Okay, natural environments means soil. Okay, obviously most of the farmers and the all those environments which is naturally provided by environment themselves. Then comes the artificial environment where we grow plants. Okay, so those are artificial environment and where the plants live. Okay, so plants have life. The common question exists: do plants breathe? Yes, like animals and humans, plants also breathe. They do respire. So plants do require oxygen to respire. The process in return gives out carbon dioxide. Okay, this happens actually in night. That's why you shouldn't sleep with plants in night. Okay, please be aware of this. Unlike humans and animals, plants do not possess any specialized structures for exchange of gases. Like us, we have a special respiratory system for these processes. we almost not almost exactly, but big animals like humans, then tigers, lions, all those, then let's say squirrel also do have uh, structure structurized special structures for exchange of gases like lungs. Okay, however, they do not possess stomata. This stomata is found in leaves. Okay, so these stomata are found in leaves. Okay, and any leaf always have a stomata and lenticels. So these lenticels are found in stems actively involved in the gaseous exchange. Okay, so you might have heard about photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, you just break those words and the meaning will become clear. What are those? It is photo. I'll write the spelling: Photo, photo, then space and synthesis. So see this. This is a photo and synthesis. Break those words. Okay. After breaking, what will you see? This is photo. Photo means light. Okay, sunlight basically. And synthesis means synthesizing energy from this light. Okay, so when plants do not synthesize anything, they actually release carbon dioxide. Okay, this is actually a very deep topic to tell you, but still take it in consideration right now. Then when plants are under sunlight, then this photosynthesis takes place. Okay, sunlight when falls on the leaves, then this stomata comes into picture, and then the gaseous exchange takes place, and then only the carbon dioxide is inhaled by plants and oxygen is given out. Okay, so because of photosynthesis only, plants inhale carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Okay, otherwise it is actually ulta reaction. Getting it? And leaves, stems, and plant roots respire at low pace as compared to humans and animals. Now, this low pace means the rapidness. You can say pace means the rapidness over here. You can call it like that. Leaves, stems, and plant roots respire at low pace, means that they respire slowly as compared to humans and animals. Okay. Okay. Then now we will study respiration in plants. Okay. The process of respiration in plants. During respiration in different plant parts, significantly less exchange of gas takes place. See this. In any plant, okay, consider any plant. So during respiration, in different plant parts. So there are many different plant parts, and there significantly less exchange of gases takes place as compared to animals. Hence, each part nourishes and fulfills its own energy requirements. See, in plants, they have like a xylem and phloem only for the transfer of nutrients, like from leaves to soil, not soil, from leaves to roots, from roots to leaves, and for the transfer of that, for transfer of nutrients basically. But to exchange the gases, that is system is not very efficient as for humans. Consider humans. What do we have? We have lungs, we have alveoli, we have alveolar sacs, we have many things for respiration. Plants don't have those things, right? So what these plants do is they try to fulfill their energy demand from that part itself. Okay, so it is exactly like that. The See this. Consequently, leaves, stems, and roots of plants separately exchange gases. Okay, so what they have to do is leaves, stems, and roots separately should exchange gases so that they could fulfill the requirements of its own productivity. Okay, and the leaves possesses stomata. So this I'll explain you this. Stomata are tiny pores for the gaseous exchange. Okay, in this leaf there is a portion called as stomata. Okay, so this stomata actually what they do is they exchange gases like in alveolar sac. So you can say that alveoli in humans is actually stomata for plants. Okay, so this stomata things, this stomata contains guard cells. Okay, they may be shaped in like this. Okay, this is a guard cell and this is the stomata. And what happens is when there is sunlight, this guard cells opens and everything then happens. This photosynthesis takes place and then transpiration occurs. When transpiration occurs, this guard cells opens, then the air, the the vapors come out from this plant. Okay, so this is the function of this guard cell. Then the oxygen consumed via stomata is used up by the cells and the leaves to disintegrate glucose into water and carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the photosynthesis process. It disintegrates glucose into water and carbon dioxide. So I'll write the equation for you. 6CO2 plus 12, actually 12, just a second. Is there 12H2O? Okay, what happens to this? This disintegrates glucose into water and carbon dioxide. So glucose gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2. Okay, so this actually is the process of your photosynthesis. That is when glucose is produced. This glucose is produced, which is harnessed by this plant so that it could live. This oxygen is given out by these plants, and this water is also given out. This water is actually this transpiration wala water. Okay, and this oxygen is evolved. So, and this oxygen is that oxygen which we breathe. Okay, and this oxygen is actually consumed by stomata up in the cells. So when in these cells, this stomata, the stomatal walls is actually and disintegrate glucose and water into carbon dioxide. So actually this something somewhat a little bit of portion, this reaction also happens in reverse over here in these guard cells. Okay, so let's do an experiment. Let's do a quick experiment. What will we require? So we will require a large transparent plastic sheet. Okay, a plant with flower and scissor and tape. These are only requirements. Let's see what are we going to do. So the take the plant and wrap the transparent sheet nicely around it. Okay, so all this procedure, this experiment actually will be covered in subsequent lecture. It will require another lecture, and we will try to update you then. So right now, just concentrate on this procedure. If you didn't understand, then eventually we are going to make another video for it. Take the plant and wrap the transparent sheet nicely around it such that the entire plant is fully covered with sheet, and ensure that there are no gaps or holes as you wrap the plant. Then place this plant under the sun for a few hours. Make a note of your observation on an hourly basis and closely observe the plastic sheet and all parts of the plant. After a few hours, remove the plastic sheet and closely observe the inside of this plastic sheet. Okay, now this is an activity actually. What do we observe then? Plants breathe by taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. And this exchange produces vapor. Okay, water vapor is actually given out by plants, and what happens is vapor state. Okay, you might have gone into kitchen. So what happens is whenever your mom or you might yourself, when you keep let's say any utensil and inside there is some moisture, so it is actually vapors. Okay, but when you cover it with a lid, okay, when you cover it with a lid, what happens? And after some time you just take the lid out and see its inside part. There are tiny droplets of water. Those actually are condensed form of these vapors. Similarly, the vapor which is given out by these plants, those get condensed. Okay, and after condensing we will observe the water droplets over there. Okay, so this is all about this activity, and this is the STEM cards: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the full form of STEM. Okay, so now there's a think time for all of you. Which part of plants helps in breathing and where is it located? It's not that hard to tell. Which part of plants helps in breathing? Take 10 seconds. Okay, so we shall see now. Actually, all the parts of plant respire. The leaves, the stem, the roots, and even the flowers. Like I told you, to you know to operate the plant to its full capacity, it requires nutrients, and every each and every part of plant tries to gain the full nutrients for its own survival. Hence, all parts of plant respire. The parts above the soil get their oxygen directly from air through pores. Okay, the pores. Then the pores in the leaves are called stomata, and singular are called stoma. Then the pores in the branches of trees are called as lenticles. And the roots of a plant also need oxygen, which they obtain from the air spaces in the soil. Getting this? So, in short, the whole plant act as a nutrient absorbing chamber. You can call it like that. There's nothing wrong in that. Just don't write this an answer. It's a nutrient absorbing chamber. You won't get marks. Okay, so yes, so that's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.